So Amphibia has officially premiered, and there is chaos in the streets. Why? Let's get into it. Amphibia is the long-anticipated next entry in the Disney Channel animated lineup, along with Owl House, that will premiere in early 2020. It's the story of a 13-year-old girl, Anne Boon Choi, who, after being transported to a frog world by a dangerous box, she discovers things and makes genuine friends and just learns how to be a better person. I've gotten through the first week pretty seamlessly, and it pleasantly surprised me. I never imagined that this show would be bad. I thought it would be fine. But I've personally stayed away from any and all discussion of it because I tend to stay away from stuff that's hyped up to oblivion, Amphibia, Owl House, and it's not because I don't think it'll be good. It's just I don't want to hear about it until it comes out, I want there to be something to discuss, but the first week of episodes has premiered, and I'm here to give an overview of it. There's a lot to like about Amphibia, mainly that it's very organized. I think that as it's been deemed like the spiritual successor to Gravity Falls and Star Versus and that ilk, and I'd rather not describe it that way, but I feel like, it started off on a better foot than those series, because the episodes presented in the first week, they achieve a great balance between expositional elements and just setting us up for a good time. There are 8 episodes that have premiered as of last week, and I like them all. They're all pretty serviceable. You have to watch the first 2 episodes. It establishes everything that it needs to as a premiere episode, and I think it's one of the better premiere episodes out there of the last decade of Western cartoons. It's really solid. It just leaves you with a great impression off the bat. There are some episodes like Kane Crazy and The Domino Effect that establish a lot about the world at large and have great action sequences, but there are also episodes like Flood, Sweat, and Tears and Stakeout that do well with establishing what relationships are at play. And every time an episode ends, you leave it feeling satisfied. Obviously, right now, the stories are rather self-contained, but the show is going to be probably heavily serialized by the time it really gets going. And in this time, in so few episodes, it has already established itself well. Let's go over some attributes that really set it apart. The art style is well articulated in the background design and the prop design especially, but the frog characters are very engaging based off of how they're drawn alone. Based off of certain frames, I can tell the storyboarders are having a lot of fun with these episodes. And it's a no-brainer, frogs are fun to draw, but I didn't know you could draw them in 10,000 different crazy ways. But if you look at some of the concept art around Amphibia, it's a lot more engaging. You do kind of get that sense that it is just a giant world out there. The episodes that establish expositional details are really good at fleshing out Frog World, not only in art, but also in design. One of my favorites regarding expositional design would probably be Grand Theft Auto. I want to know more about, the snails in Snail World. This series is really high concept off the bat, which means that there's a lot to establish about the world and the lore, and it does it masterfully. I feel like I'm already an expert. I feel like I could live in Frog World for a week and immediately know what's up. You have some great talent working on this series. Part of the reason why people have been calling it Gravity Frogs is because it's a bit of carryover from that series, but not only that series, you have talent from other series, which does help cement that this is a really well-made production. You have people like Jeff Trammell, who was an alum of Craig of the Creek. You got Steve Wolfhard of Adventure Time fame, and you've got Emily Brundage, the almighty creator of Pubertina. Just stunning. And every time I see their name in the credits, it's just setting me up for a good time. What can I say? The voice acting is pretty good, pretty solid. It's so weird to hear Brenda's song on this network again, but she does her job well, and everyone's well versed, everyone's well acted. It's just a good time all around. There are going to be some guest stars showing up later that I love and that you'll probably love too. It's just gonna be a fun time all around. The next batch of episodes, which are premiering this week are going to go even deeper into this well, and they're going to establish stuff that was discussed here. But yeah, the first 8 episodes are a batch you can't go wrong with. I think this world is really engaging, really interesting. They found a way to really flush out Frog World. Why do I keep calling it Frog World? It has a name. Yeah, the series is really engaging. The comedy is there. It's not unique by any means, but it's pretty snappy. It keeps you on your toes. I do see attributes of Gravity Falls and how it utilizes comedy in it, as much as I should phrase it differently. That is what I see. So I would recommend it. It's gonna be fun, I can tell. There's a lot to it, considering that they were already dropping bombshells from the first 2 episodes. I can tell that is gonna be a wild ride, and a lot of people will be along for the ride too.